Good evening, Bourbon Quest. It's Bourbon Steve here, your host for this evening at on Bourbon Quest at the Bourbon Ship here. Anyways, just want to say good evening. I did a video the other day on Weller, the original wheated bourbon, so thought we'd stay in that realm with some more wheated bourbons with a little maker's mark. I will tell you, like I said before, you know, I started doing some things prior to me shooting video. And I had, trying to eliminate some things I'd mentioned maybe once before, and did a thing of like 6 different makers, including the 4 that I have in front of me, which is the Private Select, and I'll get into these a little bit more. The Cask Strength, also did a 46 Cask Strength, a Maker's 101. Then you've got the wood finishing series. These 2, I did just one of them in there, and then your normal Maker's 46 as well as your Maker's 46, or just regular Maker's Mark. So, in doing that, I have eliminated Maker's Mark from buying again unless there's some oddball reason to. Eliminated it from my category. Eliminated the Maker's 46. Along with the Maker's 46 Cask Strength, believe it or not. I still have another bottle of that left because I had 2 before I decided to eliminate one, so it'll probably make an appearance at some point in time, just not tonight. So, eliminating those, and then, the ones that I print, and eliminating the 101, I also have another bottle of it. Had 2 bottles of that, one that's been killed, and just like the 46 Cask Strength, I have another Maker's 101, so it'll, I guess, at least get another opportunity before it'll be eliminated forever. But nonetheless, really it was narrowing it down to just your Private Select store picks. The Cask Strength and the wood finishing series are the 3 that I want to keep, on my shelf. The others, not so much. But a couple of them will have a chance to make a reappearance. Anyways, that was based upon some blind tasting I did. I thought we'd revisit these, talk a little bit about them. So let's start my left to right. First here is a Maker's Mark Private Select. This one is from McScrooge's here in Knoxville. It is 111.1 proof. The stave makeup is made of 3 baked American Pure, 2 seared French Cuvée, 1 Maker's Mark 46, 4 roasted French Mocha, and 0 toasted French Spice. So that's that. Let's see what we have to offer, and I'll see how I'll rank them. I'm not doing them blind, but that is really good. I mean, you definitely get that French oak, spice, a little bit of, the wheat, cherry, good bit of ethanol. I mean, it was 111 point proof, so that comes through. But you definitely get that French Cuvée and the mocha. Yeah, rich mocha. Let's go in for a taste. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, just heavy wheat mocha, chocolate mocha. Pretty, it's got a lot of different things going on. Very interesting on the palate. Nice wheated bourbon. We'll go for a little water and another taste. Yeah, I got a couple other Maker Private Select store picks. I probably need to do a comparison against each other at some point, blind. But yeah, French mocha. Well, and maybe it's because I read it or whatever, it's just really coming through. What does it say on here? Created the wood finishing series to explore unique expressions of our signature Maker marks. Bourbon originally crafted by my grandparents in 1953. Our private selection program allows for our loyal fans to customize their own among 10 hand-selected oak staves, but finished with hand-selected staves. one of about 1,001 different combinations that you can get according to the little tag there. One final sip before we move on. Yeah, just deep, dark chocolate mocha really comes through. If anything, it maybe overpower some of the other things going on there. Maybe we'd like to see that toned down a bit to have some other, what am I trying to say, some other explorations going on there, but let's go in for the water and move on. And I think this is one of the reasons I've eliminated like the regular makers and the 46 even, is just that I really liked this cask strength when I had it. This is 109.8 proof, so very similar on the proof there. Cask strength, Maker's Mark. Says here it's Maker's Mark, but a little over the top. That first taste says it all. Our cask strength bourbon is the boldest expression of Maker's Mark to date. Bottled at barrel proof, it's remarkably full flavored yet still smooth and refined thanks to the soft red winter wheat we have used since the beginning. At any distillery, a cask strength whiskey straight from the barrel is the truest reflection of who you are and what you do. Here at Maker's Mark, this is who we are, and we're pretty damn happy about it. Hell yeah. And I think, I mean, you know, I know people love Maker's Mark. Was it like 90 proof or something? Eliminated that thing thanks to this one, so I've already got these poured. So let's go in for the nose and taste. Oh yeah, sweet wheat, vanilla, cherry, definitely that ethanol there. Very inviting on the nose, just very sweet, very come hither. So I'm gonna come hither and let's have a taste. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, that's just sweet and smooth with, you know, that lingering on the palate a little bit more than your regular Maker's Mark. Cherry, raisin, vanilla, very, very good. I'm a fan of the Maker's cask strength, I will say. So I would say right now I'd rank this over the Private Select, this particular one anyways. I think that one just was too overpowering on the mocha stave. This just has a lot of sweet goodness going on. Have to do that sometime with maybe a weeded fight. Weller and Makers and Larceny. Yeah, sweet cherry wheat. That was really good. Alright, we're going to move on. Now these next two are part of their limited release wood finishing series. This one is from last year, the 2020 limited release. It's the SEP or SE4 PR5. Sound like a license plate number. I guess whoever submits the winning make for their limited release, they just go look at their license plate and name it that. But it's a marriage of virgin toasted American and French oak staves. Barrel finish for applied notes of vanilla, baking spice, and creamy caramel. Again, these are right in there together. 110.8 proof. Part of their wood finishing series, the 2020 release. We set out to create an expression to showcase the vanilla and caramel taste notes in our signature Maker's Mark that result from our long-standing approach to seasoning our wood outside for a full year, much longer than normal, while more time consuming the additional seasoning develops more caramel notes naturally occurring in our classic bourbon. To celebrate these notes, we partnered with independent stave company to develop stave profiles SE4 and PR5, which were married together to create this expression. The result is a completely unique bourbon that offers notes of amplified vanilla, warm baking spice, and creamy caramel. Enjoy. Well, we're about to. And I do remember this is really good. So, Probably, if I get the second one, that probably won't last much longer with a few more tastes. Yeah, definitely that caramel, and that French oak. You know, that's one of the things interesting. I mean, yeah, your mind and your palate and eyes and nose and everything work together, um, and I don't do it all the time. Sometimes I'll read them and then taste them. It's hard not to have what they say it tastes like influence what you're tasting, which is why a lot of times when we're doing blinds or things of that nature, you know, it's strictly what's in the glass and off the cuff, not how the bottle looks or what the label says it should taste like or be like, you know. But yeah, that's where this whole thing is, you know, intermingled together. And when you look at and know what it's supposed to be, you can't help but automatically those are going to be the forethoughts in your mind when tasting that. So those are what really come out. Have a little bit of water. Going for a taste. I mean, yeah, the vanilla, caramel, French oak, it's there. To be honest with you, I still think I like this Cask a little better. After tasting it, I'm just gonna go straight to the back of this one for a minute. Yeah, to me, that's just sweet, delicious vanilla, caramel. I really like that. So, based upon so far these three, I'm gonna pour them a little more so I can compare it to the newest wood finishing series. Yeah, try to save some of this though too. So right now, I would rank them the first, second, and third. So let's see this year's spring release of the Maker's Wood Finishing Series. Is 2021 limited release FAE 1. Again, they're all right there together. It's 120 or 110.6 proof. A fruit forward expression with notes of tobacco and wood. Stave details 10 Virginia toasted American oak staves. Or is that Bulgaria toasted American? I don't even know what that means. Let's see if it gets any more, but let's take a look there at the bottle. That's the spring release for the wood finishing series. Maker's Mark, our wood finishing series, a purposeful exploration to push the flavor boundaries of our classic bourbon in truly pioneering ways. For the 2020 release, we set out to create an expression to pay homage to our unique copper steel design and celebrate our non-chill filtration process. This approach remains more of the fatty acid esters in our bourbon, resulting in bigger fruit notes and viscosity. We believe this process is so important to the overall taste of Maker's Mark that we created two expressions to pay tribute to this. The first release, FAE 01, which is this, is fruit forward with more focus on barrel extractions. The second release, FAE 02, which should be coming out pretty much any time, so be on the look at that, Bourbon Quest, is textured, focused, and really highlight the Maker's Mark mouthfeel. It's round, creamy, and mouth coating. Enjoy. Well, I look forward to that FAO too, if what they say on here is true. So, you know, the expectation is that we're going to get a lot of fruit on this. So, let's see. We already got it poured. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, that fruit really comes out. Nice ethanol on that. Really interesting. I mean, it's just a fruit explosion. Like, there's so much there, it's hard to, at least initially, to distinguish that, in my opinion. The fruitness kind of overtakes some of that caramel and vanilla. I mean, they're still there. Alright, I'm interested in the taste on this. That is very, very good. Um, Man, just cherry, apple, orange, vanilla, caramel, blackberry, orange. Yeah, orange. Definitely get that orange now. Take a little more water here. Very interesting. And I'm not usually very much of a fruit forward type of person, but this has a lot of complexity. Very inviting and going on. Alright. I mean, you could see that because I don't know, you probably can't see that on the camera, but I mean, that's got, those legs are just lingering on there. That's very nice. And you can feel that viscosity there. I don't know if they said that or not. I know that's what they were going for in the FAEO too, but man, this one has a nice mouthfeel and viscosity. I mean, those legs are still there. Really impressive. All right, one small little sip. That's delicious. All right, I'm gonna go back to this. Coming off of that. Yeah, that's got just more oakiness and that French oak. After coming off that, it's not as good. All right, still better than that. All right, I'm gonna go one last time. I want to compare the cast strength and the SAE01, FAE01. Those names are stupid. Just a little, I don't know how, that wasn't enough to really. Very little. Hey, it's Thursday night football, so I don't even know who's playing, the Giants and somebody, I believe. See anything like last Thursday's game? Whew. I think there was pretty good games throughout the weekend. I usually don't get a whole lot of chance to watch a whole lot of football. Try and catch some highlights and stuff just because of my work schedule. But all right, that one coming off the 2021. This coming off the 2021 just didn't stand up. So I want to try against one of my favorites, just the cast strength. Yeah, I mean, that's nice fruitiness, orange, cherry, vanilla, caramel, even a little banana. Didn't catch that the last time. All right, let's go off of that to this. That rose is so good. They're so different. I mean, those are so hard to compare. Finish off this water. Important to stay hydrated. So I'm gonna keep the Maker's Cast Strength as my first out of these four. I'm gonna go with the FAE01, the 2021 spring release, as my second. Last year's license plate number is my third, and then the private select fourth, which I'm a little disappointed in. Well, I shouldn't say disappointed, it was still good. Just too much of that mocha. I mean, it's overpowering the other stuff. That's the only downside to that. But hey, if you're a mocha fan, I mean, at least that particular, I mean, like I said, there's 1,001 different combinations for these private select. So this one has 4 of the staves of that mocha, and you can tell it. But I mean, I'll be interested to try it against some of the other store picks. But anyways, that kind of wraps it up for the night. Yeah, these are going to be vary from store to store, stave profile to stave profile. It's one of the unique private barrel selects out there. I mean, because you know, you can go get an Eagle Rare store pick, which I did the other day, and you know, they should be fairly similar from this store to that store to that store. I mean, yeah, every barrel's different, but it's the same mash bill, blah blah blah. Whereas that's where Makers, I think, has done a great job in creating their unique stave profile to where, you know, store A and store B could pick barrels right next to each other, but with a different stave combination that they put in there, they're going to be completely different. So, I mean, the sky's the limit really with those things. I think that I give credit for Makers. That was a unique, I think, experiment, marketing, whatever you want to call it. But you know, out of these 4, I'm gonna go. I love the cast strength. You can get that on the shelf any day. Obviously, you can. These are gonna vary widely, but tons of stores have the Maker's Mark expression. Just find, you know, the store that complies with your palate. And you know, if 9 out of the 10 store picks that you buy from that store you like, and the one you don't, then, and where versus another store, if you bought 10, you might only like 4 out of the 10, then buy your Maker's Mark from the store that seems to be aligned with your palate. You know what I mean? And then these are always interesting, offer different things, you know, to offer. I mean, I'm not usually a fruit forward type person, but if you are, definitely, if you haven't already gotten this, hopefully you still can. I'm really looking forward to the fall release of the FAEO2. But anyways, and then of course last year's, I mean, it wasn't bad, but actually that's really good. I think just coming off of that one is what maybe did it for me there tonight. Anyways, like I said, I've eliminated a bunch of the Maker stuff that I've had, the regular Maker's Mark, the 46 expression altogether. I know a lot of people love it, but I take these 4 over those from what I remember, and I don't have any more. Well, I do have the cast strength, so maybe it'll make a comeback like Rocky. Alright, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Bourbon Quest. Probably be a few days before I make another video, but don't worry, it won't be long. Good night, Bourbon Quest, and may all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. That's my wish for you.